Hello everyone, my name is Nye and welcome to another episode of Nye's Growing Space, the YouTube channel, and this is your dose of growth. So my mission is to share my growth journey in hopes to inspire you on your journey. And so the purpose of a dose of growth is for you to watch this motivational video, for it to give you something to think about throughout your day and hopefully grow from. So today's dose of growth is supporting your partner. So I know for myself, I receive an amazing amount of support from my husband, and my husband receives an amazing amount of support from me. However, I do know that there are a lot of people out there that's not the case for them, and whether it's they're not receiving the support from their partner that they would like to get, or they're not supportive of their partner. And I have been there on both sides. Me and my husband, we have had those times, in the past that we weren't too supportive of one another, depending on what the situation is. Now, before I get, all the way into the topic, there are exclusions to this. And so what I mean by being supportive, I don't mean, any of the toxic things, any of the things that's just clear and completely obvious that the decision that this person wants to make, or that your person wants to make, is just not good for the family, it's not good for themselves, and it's just going to create problems and issues, then of course I'm not talking about being supportive of those things. I'm talking about being supportive of things that could potentially make, your lives better, that can help your partner, that can help them, or that's just something that is going to make them happy. Because it doesn't always have to be a financial benefit, a benefit from the family, or anything of that nature. It can be just something that they want to do because it makes them happy. Now, again, if this is something that's toxic and not good and it's going to make them happy, then you guys need to have a different conversation as far as why does, let's say, gambling, why does that make you happy? What happens with that? Or why does going out with your friends every single night make you happy versus staying in the house with your family? Whatever the situation is, there can be exclusions. So there is a thin line between being supportive and enabling. So you can, dip over into the enabling, water or pool when you say, okay, well, I'm just being supportive, but you know that what you're being supportive about isn't good, but you just don't want to fight or things like that. So you want to be really careful of being supportive, of allowing that supportiveness to turn into enabling. So what happens when you don't support your partner? First, it can create a lot of resentment. If your person really wants to do something in their life and something that they really want to pursue, and they feel like the only thing that's stopping them from doing whatever it is that they want to do is you, then that's going to create a lot of resentment, especially if a couple of years down the line something happens and they're like, I knew I should have did it, but I didn't do it because of you. And it can also create resentment on the other end, as far as a person that doesn't want you to, pursue whatever it is. Because if you end up pursuing what it is that your partner doesn't want you to, they're going to be resentful as well. So it creates resentment on both ends, when it could be alleviated if you were just being supportive. Of course, it's going to cause plenty of arguments, a lot of suffering, a lot of anger. And I'm sure when there's arguments, we say things that we don't mean if we don't practice self-awareness a lot. So it can create a lot of arguments and can put cracks in your foundation of your relationship if you're not careful. And it can also create the feeling of being unheard, again, on both ends. Because if you're trying to pursue something and your partner is not supportive of you, you feel like they don't care. You feel like they don't hear you. You feel as if you have to do this alone. And if you're the person that is trying to, in your eyes, trying to talk some sense into your partner, as far as them not being able, as you not wanting them to pursue that can also make that person feel like they're unheard. Because it's like, if you really heard me and if you really understood my perspective, you still wouldn't be making the same decision. So it can create the feeling of being unheard. And so support can come and different forms. It doesn't have to be, it can be so small. You can, be supportive if your partner wants to lose weight, to start a business, to work on their mental health, even as far as just them being able to go out with their friends, to go do, go take a dance class or go work out, whatever it is. We can show support. I know in the past, before, a couple of years ago, my husband, I just felt like he always wanted to go play basketball with his friends, like all the time. Then he would be gone for hours and it would just be this big issue all the time. And it was an issue because I did feel like he wasn't spending enough time with our family. However, I do also realize that if I just chilled out, if I found something for me to do and to keep me busy while he was out doing whatever he was doing, I probably wouldn't have had an issue if I just allowed him to just support him. If basketball is going to make you happy, it's going to be able to release some stress from you to where you can come home and you could be attentive to us and spend time with us, then that's the route I should have taken. But I didn't. Now I know better, so I do better. If my husband wants to go somewhere and he wants to go hang out with his friends, okay, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead. Whether I feel like we haven't seen each other all day, I'm like, I haven't seen you all day and I'm barely getting home from work and now you're just gonna leave. I don't have any of those feelings. I don't express any of those thoughts to him or anything of that nature, because clearly at this point, this is something that he wants to do that is obviously, that could hopefully make him happy. And I'm sure that that's his intentions. So I don't want to get in the way of that. If him being in the house and being with us at that current moment is not what he wants to do, then I'm going to support him. I know that doesn't mean he doesn't love us. I know that doesn't mean he doesn't ever want to spend time with us, but it's the choice that he's making right now. And to alleviate any of the arguments and the resentment and all of those things, I accept it, I support, and hey, have fun. I text him while he's out. How's it going? Oh, can't wait till you get back. I'm not texting him all night long or whatever the situation may be, trying to rush him home and to make his life more miserable. I did used to do those things. I am not gonna lie to y'all. And all it did was cause so many issues. I promise you, it caused so many problems. And again, that's where you have to be able to know what is enabling and what is being supportive, because if there is something that's going on that's excessive, then that's the enabling. That's just letting somebody do whatever they want, and that's not what I'm encouraging. So please, it's a very thin line, and depending on who you're with, this person, these people, your person could take advantage of that. And so what does support look like? Encouragement. Use words of encouragement. If your person comes to you and say, hey, I want to start a business, don't be like, you starting a business? How? What type of business? Like, I don't think you can start a business. Just not being encouraging or saying, oh, start a business. Oh, like the last time you tried to start a business, and, just using words that's not going to make them feel good. That's not going to be like, yeah, I can go out and conquer the world. And so be encouraging. Ask them to, tell me more. Ask them real, genuine questions. Now, if you want to know what business, ask what business, and ask different questions, but not questions that's going to make them second guess their decision, or that's going to make them think that they can't do it, because that plays a big part in them pursuing whatever it is that they're going to pursue. So make sure you encourage them. And the next thing is to offer your help. Let them know, hey, let me know if there is any way that I can help. I know if you're a mother and a wife and you want to pursue something, having your spouse say, hey, if you want to go out to a workshop, don't worry about the kids tonight. I'll take care of everything. Don't worry about dinner. I know for me, that is extremely helpful when my husband helps out with dinner, because I have a workshop to go to, or I have some work to get to, or when he does homework, or, he just pitches in the ways that he can when he knows that I'm busy. And that's ways that he shows that he supports me. And the same thing goes, for myself. And the other thing is to be a good listener. Have your listening ear ready, because they're going to be going, if your person is pursuing something, there's going to be rough days. They're going to feel like they want to give up and all of those things. So be a listening ear. Sit and listen to their struggles and their frustrations. And that's where the encouragement, offer the words of encouragement and all of those things, because it will make a world of a difference. Now, what happens if they still Don't agree. Now, there may be scenarios and there may be times where you just don't agree with what your partner is doing. And it may not, it may be just be a business idea. And it's not necessarily anything that's going to be detrimental to you guys' family or whatever the situation is. But you're not rocking with it. You're not feeling it. You're like, I just don't think this is a good idea. I want you to stop and take a moment. And I want you to ask yourself, how many times have I listened to something or to a warning that other people have given me? How many times did my mom tell me not to do something and I did it anyways? How many times has my partner told me to do something and I did it anyways? And when you think about those times, that's what you want to go ahead and move with. And you want to say, there have been times where I didn't listen when somebody told me to do something. So allow this to be the time for your partner. Think about the times where you've given other people advice or you saw people get advice and they don't listen. It's completely natural for us not to take somebody's advice or not to heed somebody's warnings. Sometimes we do learn best, which I'm not really that type of person, but there have been times where I didn't listen, and you learn best from actually going through it. And so think about that. Think about the times that you didn't listen or other people didn't listen, and then allow them the space to try and see if they are successful or if they crash. And that's going to be the hardest part for you, because you, like I said, give them the space. Okay, I may not agree with it, but I'm going to be supportive. I want to see where you go. I'm going to be as much help as I can, and we're going to see what happens. So in the event that they're successful, you were supportive the whole time. So you don't have that guilt of, damn, I didn't believe them. Now they're successful. And I was over here being all of the negativity in their ear. You're going to feel like crap. I promise you are. But if also the other side is, if they crash, if they're not successful in whatever it is that they're pursuing, do not throw it in their face. Oh, I told you I didn't want you to. I told you this wasn't going to be successful, and this was going to happen. Whatever the situation may be, do not throw it in their face. Just be there. Be supportive. Let them know that everything is going to be okay, and let them know that no matter what, you will always be there to support them, because that's what a relationship is about. That's especially what a marriage is about. So that is your dose of growth. It's a little bit longer than I anticipated. All dose of growth is supposed to be a little bit less than 10 minutes, but I felt like this was very valuable. So if you found value in this video, that means somebody else could find value in the video. So make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. And then I want you to take this question, I want you to take with you is, are you a supportive partner? How supportive are you? Are you the partner that's like, yes, pursue everything you want to pursue and I'm here to help you? That's the type of partner I am. Or are you the type of partner, no, I don't think so, but what about all of these bad things that's going to happen? You're that type of partner. Be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. This is a video, so if you're watching this, listening to this, there's nobody around. I don't know. So listen to yourself, be a supportive partner, because it will make your relationship that much better. So thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.